Hi, everyone. Happy Saturday. Welcome to this episode of the New Earth Ascension Energy Update for today. And we're going to be talking about how to reframe abandonment. Um, my name is Angela. I'm with LK Insights, and I am an intuitive energy healer. And I have healed myself from quite a few low vibrational energies. So today, we're going to be talking about abandonment. So, first of all, we're going to look at the 3D aspect of abandonment, right? Which is the outer world. So, when you look at the outer world, and we all have this fear of being abandoned, right? It could be abandoned by God, a parent, a child, a relationship, a intimate partner, a family member, a boss. Like, even when you think about being let go or fired, um, these can all of these things. If you're in business, when someone leaves you to go work with someone else, right? These are all things that can make us feel like what's wrong with us, right? Or, well, I must not be good enough. Um, and that can really start to affect our soul, right? And our self worth. What I want to say is, with the 3D aspect of this, first of all, you can never be abandoned by God. I mean, that's number one, right? But sometimes we feel like we are. And I want to reframe this abandonment a little bit, because if you can look at another person's perspective from this, then you can start to have empathy for that and understand it. And once you do, then you are basically free to have the same choice. Okay, so for instance, um, well, let's look at the 5D, the inner world, right? Say your husband is cheating on you, right? I mean, instantly, what does that feel like, right? It feels like that there's something wrong with you as to why that person is doing that, or you're not good enough. Um, I mean, you could go through a whole range of emotions, right, with that. And unfortunately, when we start to feel this inside and really take it into our souls, when we take this stuff into our hearts, um, we begin to manifest those pains and bitterness and anger and hatred outside of ourselves. So once we start manifesting that outside of ourselves, then now we're on the wheel of karma, right? Where we have to continue to have those same experiences to where it may not look the same in the outer world, but really it feels the same on the inner world, to where you're going like, wow, why does this keep happening to me? Or why do I keep having the same relationships? And what needs to happen is you have to make a new choice. Instead of taking that uh, like low self-esteem into your heart, or that pain or that heartbreak, it's about making a new choice. And the way I want to talk about this in the 5D, the inner world, is if you think about yourself, okay? And say, for instance, you want to quit your job. Well, ultimately, you're abandoning your job, right? You're abandoning your employer. But the reason why you are choosing to leave that job is for whatever reason it is serving you best, right? So the employer may take it more difficult or not so well, right? And this is just an example because employers usually they don't, you know, they kind of understand these things. But like we're talking about relationships, right? Our hearts get hurt in these relationships. So if you decide to quit your job, it's because of some reason that is you're putting yourself first. It's not paying you enough, it's exhausting you, too much stress, whatever it is, right? But in that choice, you have that free will choice to stay or to leave. And in that choice, it's putting yourself first, putting your needs first. So you're telling yourself, I value myself, I love myself, this isn't working for me anymore. It really has nothing to do with the other person. The other person may feel like they're being abandoned, but it's really you doing what's best for you, right? And that is self love. That is a great thing. Now, the other person may take it differently, but that's not your problem. Your feeling or their feelings, their whatever is not your issue. So, whenever this happens to you, if you can put the shoe on the other foot, reframe this abandonment, and usually it's going to be in very close, intimate relationships, right? But it can be in any other thing as well. Um, you may feel left out, abandoned, hurt, um, injustice, things like this. But if you can just for 2 seconds, instead of taking that pain into your heart, into your soul, you can say, you know what? It's that other person is choosing to put themselves first. That does not mean anything about me. That doesn't mean that I'm not good enough. That doesn't mean that there's something wrong. It's their choice to choose what's best for them. And when we respect that, when we honor that, then we get the same respect when we need to choose what's best for us. Now, put it on the other foot. If for some reason you don't respect that and you know, start doing things to harm that person's choice, then you're kind of breaking the agreement of free will, right? Where you're saying, I don't agree with that, this and this. Like, okay, so I'll give you another example with my daughter just about 5 minutes ago. And this has to do with rejection, but it's still kind of the same thing. She was asking me to download a game for her. And I said, no, I'm not going to be downloading any more games. You have a ton on there. And she went into this meltdown, right? And she was like, Mom, please. And it just begging and begging. And I said, no, 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 no. And it was all her feeling this pain. And she said, Mom, you're hurting me. And I said, I'm not trying to hurt you, honey. It's my choice to say yes or no, right? And she said, yeah. And so I explained to her that, say if the next time someone asks her to play a game, she has the right to say yes or to say no, right? And I said, what if you don't have that choice anymore, that you are forced to do something that you don't really want to do? And she said, that wouldn't feel good. And I said, exactly. So you respect my choice to tell you no. And She cried for a little bit more and then she kind of calmed down. So I was like, okay. But it's the same thing, right? Because we can start to get emotionally manipulative when we don't like the other person's choice because it makes us feel bad. But if we can just for 2 seconds go, you know what? I am going to just say, I understand and I respect their choice to put themselves first. Now, always honor your own feelings. Does that ever feel great? No. But when it comes to you being able to move on from a relationship or leave a job or say no or whatever, then you can really understand that and go, you know what? I'm going to respect that because now I have the right to put myself first and choose the things that I want. And so um, I just wanted to reframe this a little bit because I have had some severe issues with abandonment myself. So when I was a little girl, um, my mom left my dad and moved us from Colorado to California. And I was just devastated. And I was so angry at my mom, like so angry at her. And it's because I felt like she abandoned my life, my family, like tore us away from that and all this. And I finally realized that it was really she was putting herself first. She was doing what was best for her mental health, her spiritual health, her physical health, like everything. And that, I was so able to forgive her because I was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm so glad she did what was best for her. She wasn't trying to hurt me, but yet I didn't know how to grieve that as a little girl, right? So that took a lot of heartache and pain. And so yeah, I went through quite a bit of that, um, dealing with like fear of abandonment and stuff like that. So I just that's how I look at it now, and it's so much easier for me to accept other people's decisions, and I really can understand that. So if you have any issues with that, this may really help you to be able to heal that pretty instantly, and also to heal any low vibrational energy inside of yourself, like of um, not just like low self worth, like you're not good enough. Um, and like it definitely helps to heal like the fear, but it helps your self-worth for sure, because whenever we're abandoned we think something is wrong with us or that we're not good enough. So it can help to heal those lower vibrational things when you instantly just go, oh, you know what, it had nothing to do with me. It really wasn't. Like, I'm good enough, I've always been good enough. It was just their choice to put themselves first for whatever reason. It doesn't even matter. And you can be like, I'm good with that because it had nothing to do with me. So that heals pretty awesome in there. So let's just pull a couple cards to see if Spirit has any messages for anyone who's watching, and we will go from there. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am. It's been kind of a crazy day. So thank you, Spirit, for coming and just giving us any messages for people that are watching about their ascension journey, traveling to the new earth. And that's what the new earth is really about, right? Is about accepting all energies as unconditional love. That's because this 3D is like, I forget the word all of a sudden. It's where it's like it's good and bad, yes and no, right and wrong. I forget that word right now, but you know what I mean, right? So, it's that is where we're at. And when we look at the other side and we're so hurt and so angry and so bitter and so, um, I mean, just vengeful. Look at what's going on in the world. I mean, it's really being brought out so that people can see what's really happening. So really what the goal is to be able to experience both sides, good, evil, love, hate, and to know that there's unconditional love on both sides, that they're both okay. We have a choice to choose whichever way we want and that it's okay. But to not take this energy into our hearts and into our souls as low vibrational energy, right? It's just all good. So, anyway, sometimes it's hard to explain, but you have to just go through both sides, right? Okay, so King of Wands just kind of flew out. I love the lion that is standing there. This is really so the crown on top of the wand is on fire. I don't know if you can see that. That's an actual crown there. And what I feel like is just this melting away of the sides, um, which is a very interesting feeling for me. Oh, what was I saying? Like where there's good and evil, right? A kind of dissolving of this extreme sides and finding balance. That's what I'm really feeling with this card, which is odd because I wouldn't normally say that with the King of Wands, but I'm really feeling that understanding and experiencing both sides of an energy is where you can find the balance in the middle and you get to choose where you want to be, but it's unconditional love for all energy on the spectrum. And that's when you're really in the fifth dimension, right? And it's truly choosing from what lights you up, what feels good inside, not taking any outside opinions anymore. I mean, you become this very empowered human that has God by your side. I mean, really, like God behind you. Sorry about that. Okay, sorry about that. So my phone rang. But yeah, I'm just feeling like really the melting away of the two extreme sides to find balance in there. Um, and recognizing that everyone is equally important. Everyone has free will. Everyone has the right to choose what is best for them. We don't have any right to be trying to control others' decisions, choices, values, beliefs. We can speak our own and we can stand for our own. That's all good, but not this extremes that you see going on right now where, if you're not this, then I mean, the other side is just like this war. So, and I really feel that this is really standing in your power and being empowered by healing that low vibrational energy that's inside of you. Wherever you're feeling that you're a bad person or guilty about something or not good enough, it's really time to heal those things. And the quicker you do that, the quicker you get more confidence and more self worth and more freedom. To me, it feels like freedom, right? So let's pull another card. Thank you, Spirit, for showing me what our volunteers need to see right now. Okay, so Two of Cups. So I'm just feeling that this is, I'm not even like a partnership, but more like you finally accepting both sides of yourself. The shadow and the light, dark and the light of yourself, and integrating that. We all have it. There's no human being that does not have a dark side and a light side, and they're both equally as important. They're both equally as valued. They have to be, because we cannot understand our light side without understanding our dark side. We cannot understand the dark side without understanding the light side. And then it dissolves the, oh gosh, what is that word? Someone put in the comments that word of what, like, I want to say dichotomy, but that's not it. It's, anyway, what they call the 3D, where it's like, oh, I have a good side and I have a bad side. Okay, this is really truly integrated. Look at that. Is that a cat up there or a squirrel? Oh my God, how funny. Oh, that is a squirrel. I have never seen a squirrel. Oh, that's right there. Do you see it? That's so funny. Okay, squirrel. Okay. Sorry. So this is a true integration of your dark and your light side to me. So it's really accepting the dark side of you, accepting the light side of you so that you can be one whole person again. And this type of work hurts, right? Because we're letting the dark be seen. We have to be vulnerable, and it's scary and it's not fun. But letting that come out and acknowledging it and loving it just as much as we do the side we show everyone is just as important. So I feel that that is what we're all working on. So pay attention to integrating that. Sorry, my dogs. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know where it stopped, but what flew out after that was Nine of Wands, Two of Swords, and the Magician. So I feel what we're integrating right now is, I was saying, use your creativity to really integrate these parts of yourself. So I think it is definitely an opening of the heart and letting down these walls. Um, I know for myself that I have put up a very good fence around, myself. And that is an illusion, right? Because we can't protect ourselves from anything. We just need to have a different reaction to it. And like, um, not being able to see the truth of the situation, that there are truly every single thing has its energetic spectrum of good, evil, right, wrong, right? But like, what is that? It has to come from you accepting both sides and then choosing what's best for you. So, allowing yourself to be free of this pain that has kind of plagued you and where you've got your guard up, you really have your guard up around certain situations and people. And you don't have to do that because you can say no, because you have a choice, because you can not give that your attention, right? So, sorry, my dogs are barking. Okay. I hope this helps you guys. Have a great weekend, and I will see you next week. Remember, don't take things into your heart, accept them, acknowledge them, release them, and manifest beautiful things. All right. I will see you next week. Bye.